Freddie's going to ask you a question now, Tyson, which we didn't really know how we could ask this. So in the end, we did paper, scissors, stone, and Freddie has to ask this question.
Fire away, Freddie.
I'm just going to edge back. He's got an 85-inch reach, which could just get me on the end of the nose from here.
86.
86 now, is it? I'm wondering how we phrase this. Is the hardest punch you've ever had off yourself? We watched a clip on YouTube today. It was an uppercut, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was an uppercut. Probably was the hardest punch I've ever taken, to be honest.
Was it?
Caught myself flush while I wasn't looking.
Explain what happened.
No, I'll tell you what happened. I was throwing some vicious punches at one stage in a fight. In a fight, yeah. And my opponent had a tight defence, and I threw a short uppercut, and he bounced off his guard and sprung back up and hit myself in the face. So wasn't very good. Sort of like something off a Rocky movie. All the sweat went. Whew. Quite cool, actually.
But you stayed upright, didn't you?
Stayed upright, just about. Nearly knocked myself spark out, but then again.
What did your mate say about it?
I don't know. Have you seen the YouTube? There's millions of hits on it, so everyone in the world has had a good laugh at that.
At what stage did you realise what you'd done?
To be honest, I've done it more than one time. I've done it about 10 times, but that was the only one being caught on camera. There's a lot of boxers punch yourself in the face. It's like
always from an uppercut, I'm assuming.
Maybe from uppercuts and stuff, yeah, I suppose so, because if it's the guard and bounces back off, it's coming one direction.
And what's it on under YouTube, just in case?
Yeah,
Tyson
Fury punches himself in the face.
Quite aptly named.
What a great clip.
Well, Carl, getting back to you on the bikes, and I'm intrigued by this. You know, you had some pretty horrendous crashes, haven't you? Do you remember when you come off? Do you remember them, or do you just blank out?
At the time it happens, it's just so quick, you know. That's it. You're on the floor, and next thing you're thinking, I hope I'm all right. I was just sliding along. Well, 9 times out of 10 you are. It's just the one time where you get thrown up in the air, or you hit something, and for that split second, you're thinking, am I hurt or not? And a second later you think, yeah, I am. My leg's facing the wrong way, so that's not right. But yeah, I've had a few. I mean, a couple of broken legs. My main one really was the one that finished me off in Australia when I smashed my shoulder, which I've still got a few plates and screws in there now. But like any sport, it's got a lot safer. Technology's got better. The equipment that you wear is a lot better. The air fencing's a lot better. So you don't see that many. You see big crashes, you don't see that many injuries, to be honest, anymore. Not big ones, anyway.
Is superbikes like F1, or my understanding of F1, where your best car might not necessarily be the best driver wins? Is that the same in your sport?
No, not really with the bikes. It is with the cars, as you say, but not in bikes. You'll have one bike that may be slightly better than another bike, but it's still a lot of it down to the rider. It's down to the rider more, I'd say. Than the bikes, but like the car thing, it's like I say, you always know who's going to win in cars, because it's whoever wins in cars, usually his teammates right behind him. But it's not the case in bike racing at all.
And what do you do now? You retire. How do you get your kicks? Having gone at 200 mile an hour around the track, how do you replace that?
It didn't really bother me. Everybody asked that sort of question. It was just winning for me. That was the thing that I got my kicks out of. But I do ride bikes now and again. I do a bit of motocross riding. I like me off road stuff. Do a bit of dirt bike riding with mates and stuff. Yeah, just, still involved with the sport, obviously, with Ducati and stuff, but not so much racing these days.
You into bikes, Shantae? Bikes?
No, I used to have 100cc, but that's about it.
Yeah. Toy. No, nothing? Kath?
No.
Road bikes is about as far as I get.
What, pedalling?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't like that.
I should all the work yourself.
Yeah.
I got a pedal bike as well. I did a Blackpool to Manchester last weekend, charity one.
Good.
I like my cycling, yeah.
How long did that take them?
To be honest, I wasn't really pushing it. I had the wife with us, so she was trying to keep up with me. She had to thank me for that.
All right, you weren't on a tandem.
Yeah, no. It took me 3.5 hours. It took 65 miles, I think it was. So not too bad, really.
That's a good
average
effort,
about 70 mile an hour. So
that's a very good effort.
Pretty much flat from Manchester to Preston, to Blackpool, as you probably know. Yeah.
And how old are you now, Carl? There's a bit of conjecture of your age.
Is there? 45. 45, I think.
40. Did you tell a few lies when you was competing?
Yeah, I did. I don't know why. Knocked the year off, and it was because a mate did it when we first started out, and it became too hard to put the truth back in. I just thought, if I lied that long and signed for Ducati for so many years, knocked the year off, I thought, to put it right now is impossible, so I just carried on to saying, you're younger than what I was.
Did you?
Until I wrote the autobiography out, yeah. But
why did you knock it off?
I don't know, because I guess when I started racing, the youngest guy, there's a guy called Freddie Spencer who was world champion, best in the world. He was 21. And I'm thinking, God, I'm like 18, 19 now, so I think at least knock a year off. It's probably going to help me get
give yourself a bit longer.
Get a nice contract with a big manufacturer. But it was a mate that started lying. I found out he was lying, so then I just copied him and then couldn't change it. It just snowballed, Well,
then you had to come clean in your autobiography?
I did, yeah. It was the first thing in the autobiography. Right, let's get one thing straight. I wasn't born in 66. I was born in 65. So.
And you met your wife really young, didn't you, Carl?
Yeah, I met. She was a friend of my sister's when at school from sort of 14. I was the first boy she ever kissed, so that's obviously what did it.
But looking at this quote here, you could be the first person to do this. I liked her a lot. I used to pin her down and squirt fairy liquid in her eyes. Is that quote true? That's a true quote.
Yeah,
we girls love that.
Is that a good way to begin a courtship?
Every time.
Yeah. And they say romance is dead.
Would you fall for that, Kath? A bit of fairy liquid in the eyes?
I'm still looking for the perfect man to squirt fairy liquid into my eyes.
Fulham, by the way, are 4-0 up now against Crusaders. We're not going there, but they're 4-0 up, so they're going to be through to the next round of the Europa League qualifiers.
Okay, my neighbour will be happy. He's playing.
Who's your neighbour?
Andy Johnson.
Who's he?
Yeah, I live next door to him in Manchester, and I moved down south and live next door to him again. He probably thinks we're stalking.
Well, he'll be very happy. Your fight, you said, what? It's on Channel 5 on
Channel 5
on Saturday night. So it's very unusual for boxing to be on terrestrial telly now, which will do you a massive amount of good, surely.
Yeah, it's going to be really good. We're hoping to get a lot of viewers and stuff, so it's the first time boxing's been back on TV in a number of years. BBC used to have it on, but they don't do professional boxing on BBC anymore, so it's a really good opportunity. I want to thank Mick Hennessy for getting out there and putting himself about and getting back on Channel 5, so it's going to be great for British boxing and great for people to watch as well.
It was a great thing when the cricket for a while was on Channel 4, and like you said, the audience was massive and cricket went through the roof, so hopefully...
Well, you were getting 7 million, 8 million, something like that, weren't
instead
you?
of 15. Yeah, so he went. What's the World Cup? The World Cup's going to be viewed by everyone on terrestrial TV, isn't it?
I think so. Yeah, it's like I think the third biggest after the Olympics and the FIFA World Cup. So
it's on.
We
might as well. We could say it's on the opposite. It's on ITV. I think the Rugby World Cup.
But do you think everyone's going to come watch an England victory? You reckon we can?
I hope so. I mean, they've got a good history in the last 2 World Cups. They made the final, and then they won in 2003. So there's a lot of expectations for England. So yeah, I'm pretty sure we're pretty confident.
Yeah,
quietly.
And what happens now? You got to make the squad first, have you?
In 2 weeks, yeah, they're going to cut the squad down, and then there's 3 warm-up games: 2 against Wales, 1 at Twickenham, 1 away, and then 1 game in Ireland before we fly out.
So is it starting to get a bit tasty in training now, is it?
Oh, yes.
Some big hits and...
Yeah, everyone's out there to impress. So it's funny because we're in the dojo this morning. The forwards are going all at it. We're split, like we're units, we're backs and forwards. And the backs are just as worse. Martin Johnson, our manager, walks in and then the intensity levels just rise up that extra bit and everyone's out there.
What's the dojo? I've only heard that on Karate Kid.
Well, yeah, it's sort of like this ring that they've got now, like an indoor where they practice, tackling technique and, all that sort of stuff. And
we wish you luck. Bring the World Cup back. Thank you very much for coming in on Freddie's World of Sport. Kath, we wish you luck in the Olympics and with the murder PhD and with the man with the fairy liquid. Thank you. Carl, thank you as well. And Tyson, big man, good luck on Saturday night.
All the best on Saturday, mate.
From all of us, yeah?
Thanks very much.
Thank you very much.
I'm going to need it.
Thank you very much for coming in. So often you get a fighter just days before they fight. Where are we next week?